Thank you for inviting me today to this London EV show. Fortunately, I'm not able to be with you, but anyway, I'm going to talk today about the EV adoption in Spain and also the challenges and the evaluation of the grant schemes that we have here. Let me first introduce what is AUVE. AUVE is a non-profit organization based on volunteer nature of users of electric vehicles. We have about 5,000 members at national level. We have also delegates at regional and province level that really put in contact all the users and try to have the best from uniting all the EV users. What are our purposes? We are looking, of course, to a transition to electric vehicles, also to the installation of charging points in order to have a full shift to 100% electric vehicles without dependence on fossil fuels. Of course, therefore, we are here to protect and defend the rights and interests of the electric vehicle users. To do so, we are a platform for exchange of information between users, but also to support administrations and any other stakeholder that is interacting with the infrastructure, with the electric vehicles, and also with the users themselves. We are trying to channel all of the demands, all the rights, all the problems that we are having in order to smooth the transition to a full electric vehicle system. So, moving to Spain, as you can see in this graph, this is a relative status with Norway on top of the situation, and Spain really at the bottom of the European Union switched to electric vehicles. Why is this happening? Why Spain is below the average of the European Union and is even at the bottom? We see that Portugal, with similar but lower salary, have much better results. Infrastructure for recharging electric vehicles is similar to Portugal, but in Spain is still far behind in terms of adoption. So why is happening this? And also we see a lot of differences between the cities in Spain. Why Barcelona, Madrid has 75% of electric vehicle population, whilst the rest of Spain is not moving that fast. Well, you have here almost the answer about internal differences. Zero emission zones in Madrid and Barcelona is really pushing, but we need also to know what is happening here. So we are at the second speed of transition in Europe. So what we have found is that the reality is that Spanish population is really high resistance to change, to adopt these new means of transportation. And also there is a lot of misinformation, like I cannot charge, how can we charge all the electric vehicles at the same time? There will be no electricity for everyone. There is no chargers in the streets or in the highways. This is the information that we believe that we have, but it's not the true out in the reality. The reality is that, of course, the charging infrastructure that we have is improvable. We can increase it. It can be faster and it can be more available, but it's sufficient today. We still have to enlarge it for the full adoption, but we have a grid that is enable any EV user to travel around all the country. Also, we find that it's really easy to install electric vehicle charging station in car parks. The legislation is in favor of that, and also there are some minimum requirements for public parks to have these electric vehicle charging points. So this is not the issue. The big issue in the end is the purchase price. Electric vehicles right now are more expensive than combustion vehicles, and people don't know that during the whole time life of the use of the vehicle, the use of cost, the use of ownership is lower. But it's really hard to explain this because day zero, you have to pay full price of the electric vehicle. Also, the problem of the grants here in Spain are paid 1 or 2 years after you buy the vehicle. Therefore, again, you have to pay full amount at the beginning. We have problems with the public charging points. Most of them are reliable, but during some years, this network has not been reliable. A lot of charging points shutting down. There is no real interoperability between them. You need 28 apps in your phone in order to charge on all of them. And also a lot of differences in prices. And also we need to be able to charge at home, at work, and of course, at the highways. I just showed this graph here just to show you that only about less than 20% of the people of the users of vehicles in Spain has parked every day the vehicle on the street. This is important because it seems that it's not that complex for 80% of the population who parks on a parking, maybe not private, but on a parking. So they can easily access to chargers. How to improve the situation in Spain? Well, the situation right now is that we are having an increase every year of about from 40 to 80% in the recent years. However, the total sales of pure EVs is not that high as it is in Germany, Norway, even in France or in Portugal. It's about from 8 to 10% of the sales, and is not really moving to the next stage. What is necessary to change and to speed up this transition? We need, of course, grants for the purchase of electric vehicles and for charging infrastructure. We need useful e-roaming for charging on all the charging points. So with one app or with one card, you must know where are all the electric vehicle charging points, and it should be easy to charge in all of them. We need zero emission zones in all the country, okay, to show the people that the right choice for the next years is the electric vehicle. It will be the one that will have no restriction in terms of emissions. And also we need to reduce the incentive of plug-in hybrids in favor of pure EVs. This is done. This is really done in terms of legislation. So why is it not working? Here's the situation, the current situation from the national government. We have indeed millions invested in grant schemes from EVs. The aid is about 7,000 up to 7,000 euros for EVs, and it can cover up to 70% for the charging points cost of installation. This is really good. This is really good program. I have to admit it. We are in a good situation. The problem that we have is that right now we need from 1 to 2 years to receive the full payment of these grants. So in the end, the user needs to pay 100% of the cost at the beginning. That's a problem. And also, once you receive the grant, you have to pay next year about 20 or 30% or even 40% of the received grant, depending on how much money you earn by the end of the year. We have also 5% of loss of all the millions used in the grant management from the administrative, losses in management, all of this. What are we defending from AUVE? We defend direct aids. For example, reducing just the VAT. It can be an automatic procedure for this. Therefore, you are reducing the cost for grant management. It is applied at the moment of the purchasing of the vehicle. Therefore, the discount is made from the very beginning. Let's talk about low emission zones. It should be mandatory in 1 month for all the municipalities of more than 50,000 inhabitants. However, we have received information that 80% or even 90% of the municipalities won't have the low emission zones in time. There is also no common criteria. So the municipal team, the city council may decide things really different, and they can have different timelines to adopt the change to electric, or even they can have really total parameters. So we need real zero emission zones in the city centers of the cities. We need common framework at national level. We need also to use, and I believe that the key here is to have a European level what is the standard for environmental levels. So to have 100% electric vehicles, maybe plug-in vehicles, maybe Euro 6, Euro 7, Euro 5 vehicles, and also vehicles that does not meet any criteria. So with these standards really clear at national and even better at European level to know which vehicles are able to enter or not in these low emission zones. We need clear criteria here. And also considering recycling infrastructure, we were very happy 1 year ago when it was released a law in which for all kind of parkings it was needed to have one charging point every 40 places. This is an entry point. The problem is that they imposed this with 1 year time, so it's almost impossible in 1 year to define what is the best charging points, how are you going to do the interconnection, and how are you going to sell the energy. And also there is no penalty regime, so if in 1 month you have done nothing, there will be no penalty, so there is no incentive on that. We are proposing to have like year by year for 2023, 2024, like a minimum coverage of this law, and also to enforce penalties if in a proper time. We believe that 12 months is not enough to comply with the law. Also, we need interoperability. As I said, we need payment by credit cards, as we are doing in usual gas stations, and we need also the widespread use of plug and charge once you have the vehicle registered. So I believe that I have more or less used my time. Again, thank you for your contributions to this event. Thank you for the invitation, and looking forward to any question that you may have.